Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have another budget store find. This time it's the Sherlock Holmes puzzle case, 120 enigmas for you to solve, inspired by the world's greatest detective. Again, this was another budget store find. I picked it up for $3.99 and 50% off. This box includes a rules and solution book, case cards, a detective's notebook, and an egg timer. Step into the shoes of Dr. Watson, taking the form of a conversation between Sherlock Holmes and his heroic assistant. This quiz game will test your powers of deduction. Solve the cases before time runs out. Number of players is 1 to 6. Duration is approximately 30 minutes. Purpose of the game is to get to 40 points first. Gives you a little background of what you're going to get inside the box. Some of the components are right here. Brought to you by Sterling Innovation, New York. All right, there you have it. Let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on inside the box. Oh, this is very, very nice inside here. So let's start off here. We have a rules and solution book. Now, again, I'm not going to show you too much of it because it is question. I can show you the questions, but I'm not going to show you the answers to it. So this is a pretty big book here. Again, it's a rules and solution book. So let's open it up, see what it says inside here. All right, this was released in 2014 by Carlton Books, and it's created by Sterling Innovation. There you go. Let's continue on. It says, step into the shoes of Dr. Watson, prepare to have your powers of deduction tested by the world's greatest detective. This is no ordinary quiz game. The questions take in the form of puzzles in conversations between Sherlock Holmes and his heroic assistant. Before you can come up with an answer, you must first understand the question. Sherlock Holmes puzzle case can be played alone, with friends, or as a team. Competition 2 to 6 players works best. Contains all these things again. Here's your setup. On your turn, the things you can do. Continuing on. Points, it looks like for an elementary question, it's 1 point, straightforward, 2 points, cunning, 3 points, and fiendish is 4 points. Taking turns until either person. You have Moriarty, you have Sherlock, you have solo play. You got team play, matter of identity. All right, different things. Difficult age, a curiosity, cold feet. So these might be your, this might be your different things that you're going to solve here. So I don't want to get too far into it, but you could tell that there's a lot of different questions you can answer in this game. From a matter of identity, difficult age, a curiosity, cold feet, the fool, rabbit race, the barrel, a mental trial, Whistler, a literal oddity, Emile, Eureka, Regent Street. So I'm going to go something a little bit back in here. Maybe we'll read just one to take a look what it says here. It says, the will. To unravel the issue, Holmes looked at the apparent intent of the dead man. This was quite clearly that a son should get twice the sum of the widow, who in turn should get twice the inheritance of a daughter. The answer was to divide the estate by sevenths and give 1 portion to the girl, 2 to the mother, and 4 to the son. So it gives the answer right there how to do it. So I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to ruin any other ones for you. But as you can tell, the answers are all right here. But as you can tell, there's a tremendous amount of information in here and a tremendous amount of questions. That's how many pages. The whole book is totally 95. So 96 pages, so it's a lot of stuff there. All right, so there you go. There's your rules and solution book. You have your scoring sheet, which goes 1 to 40. So you're trying to get 40 points. And you have a whole bunch of these. All right. Oh, there you go. You have your complete checklist. There you go. So you know which ones you've played and which ones you haven't. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 12 of those, which seems like a quite large number. So I guess up to 12 people can play, I guess. All right, but that's a lot of cards right there just for that. And once again, just like a lot of our games, we have a simple egg timer, which is very, very cool. Normal size. And then we have your questions. You have your elementary questions, straightforward questions, your cunning, your Fiendish, and your Sherlock and Moriarty. So let's go in the back there. Let's take a look what it says back there first. So you have this little insert here that keeps everything standing up. So let's see what we got here. So let's start in the back. Okay. So some of these have, I'll say there's Sherlock Holmes. Oh, so these are Moriarty and Sherlock. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Moriarty, 6 Moriarty, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So everything comes in components of 12. So we could do that. So there's Sherlock. Cool artwork. And then we have Moriarty. So let's take a look at this one first. It says, rules of play for Sherlock. You can play a Sherlock card only when you are the detective. You must play it before choosing your case. If you solve the case, you receive double the normal points for the case. Okay, that's your Sherlock card. Rules of play for Moriarty. You can play your Moriarty card after another player chooses a case card. Place it in front of you and declare Moriarty. If the player fails to solve the case, you add the points for the case to your own score as if you had solved it yourself. More than one player can play their Moriarty card at the same time, and they all score if the solving player fails. Each player can only play their Moriarty card once per game. Put the card back in the box when solving the player's turn ends. So there you go. You got your Sherlock cards and Moriarty cards. So then we have these cards. Again, everything fits into this wonderful box that they have here, but I'm just taking them out to show you. So you have your Elementary, which are blue. Your Straightforward, which is like a camo green. Then you have your Cunning. Whoop. You have your Cunning, which is here. And then you have your Fiendish. Very cool. And what we already looked at, we looked at our Sherlock cards and our Moriarty cards, which we looked at, right? So we can put that on top of these two over here. So let's take a look at the Elementary. Again, I do not want to give away too many of the answers or anything else like that. But again, you have a plethora of cards in here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 32, 33. Wow, 33 cards there. All right, so I'll just kind of flip them out like this. I'm going to pick one. I've not looked at any of these, so I'm just going to pick one to see which one we'll just read. So we get an idea and get a flavor for the Elementary type questions. Again, has that wonderful pictures. Again, I really am enjoying the thematic artwork. Very, very cool. Great colors. Really takes on the flavor of the time period. So that's really cool. So let's see what it says here. The gang. I was at a break-in yesterday, Mr. Holmes, began Inspector Lestrade. Nasty business. A group of burly young men apprehended a man and his wife outside their home and forcibly restrained them there. Meanwhile, two of their number kicked the door straight off its hinges and charged in there. They came out a few minutes later with the couple's most precious treasure. Then, to top it all off, rather than scampering like your usual villain would, they handed their loot over to the weeping wife and went about their business. I saw the whole thing, but I didn't make even a single arrest. What do you make of that? You can find a solution on page 19. So that's your question, the riddle that you must solve. So it's Elementary. So that's an example of an Elementary type question. Then we have our green straightforward questions. Again, there's your artwork. Looks like the artwork changes for every card, which is very cool. Very, very cool. A lot of attention to detail, a lot of great artwork on every card. And that's really cool. All right, so what we're going to do here, just like we did with the last one, we're going to fan the cards out and pick one, and then we'll show you an example of that card there. I'm going to put this one back here. Again, this is case, it's straightforward. There's your artwork, which is different than the artwork which is on the separator card. Okay. So let's see what it says. The bank job. A couple of fellows who are familiar to me were discussing the best way to break into a bank in Shoreditch, Holmes declared. They even enticed a local constable into entering their discussions and clearing up some of their uncertainties for them. He was fully aware of what they were about. The bank, of course, had absolutely no idea, and so far as I know, still has no clue regarding their identities. Last week, their plans bore fruit and brought them a substantial sum of money. They duly gave a modest percentage of it to the constable who had been so helpful. Have you informed the authorities? I have not. None of the conspirators has done anything the least bit wrong. Solution again is on page 49. So there you have it. That's another one of the questions. This is part of the straightforward section. Then we have the brown, or no, this is the red. Sorry, this is red. It's cunning. These are your cunning questions. Again, all the cards seem to have different artwork on them. Which fits the theme and motif of the game. So again, I'm going to fan it out and read a cunning question to you. So let's see what we got here. Pick a card, any card, they say. Pick a card, any card. Well, we went all the way in the center. We went all the way to the left. Let's go to the right this time. I'm going to take this card right here. Close this back up. Put this over here. Again, we have case, it's cunning. I guess it's a level 3 question. You get 3 points for figuring this one out. Grains of sand. Holmes, one morning, somewhat startled me by producing an hourglass and waving it under my nose. Let's put your deductive mind to work, Watson. This hourglass has run its course. If I turn it over so that the sand within it is flowing downwards, will it be minutely lighter on account of having some of its constituent parts in weightless freefall? I had to think about that for a moment. Solution is on page 58. Again, it's another riddle. And all the cards are set up identically. You have a title, the conversation that Holmes is having with Watson, the riddle which you must solve, and then, of course, the idea of where the solution can be found inside your puzzle guide book and / rule book. That's an example of a cunning question. And last but not least, we have the 4-point question, which is fiendish. Again, it's worth 4 points. Again, the artwork, different on all the pictures. There may be some repeating images throughout all the cards. But again, the artwork's really, really cool. It really captures the imagination, and it really captures the feel of the time period and the theme of the game. So let's fan these out and let's see if I can get a number here. I'm going to go with the absolute last one. I'll put this over here. Here we go. Fiendish, a 4-point question. The photo, the picture, very, very cool. Intersection. Walking through Charing Cross, Holmes drew my attention to a pair of wires. Each was fastened to the top of one pole and ran straight down to the foot of the other. Those poles looked to me to be 5 and 7 feet high, Holmes declared. I dare say you're correct, I replied. Can you tell me how high off the ground the wires are when they intersect? Possibly, how far apart do you think the poles are? My dear Watson, Holmes said, I assure you that it's completely irrelevant. What do you think the answer is? Again, solution on page 96. And again, the cards are all set up the same way. Title, conversation between Holmes and Watson, and then, of course, the riddle itself and where you can find it in the solution book, which is located right over here. So solution says page 96. So if we roll over to page 96 real quick, we can take a look at that one. 96. This is an intersection, so we can look at intersection. It says, the lines intersect at a predictable height. It transpires based solely upon the heights of their origins. The sum may be calculated as the product of the two heights divided by the sum of the two heights. In our case, 5 times 7 divided by 5 plus 7, or 2 feet 11 inches. So there you have it. That's how you would have solved that. And that is everything that is included, and this concludes our unboxing video for the Sherlock Holmes puzzle case. 120 enigmas for you to solve, inspired by the world's greatest detective. As always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you guys give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Also, you could always hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.